I look forward to seeing how this all ends next week.
All right.
Get ready for some role play, guys. I'm sorry in advance if I get too much talk.
Nope, I love it.
No, it's
You
good.
guys are a great group.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I
great.
agree. I agree with that too.
All right, and going down those stairs and exploring every inch of the basement, that's that milestone. So everyone, level 3,
Oh, so close, but no.
Smooth. Roll persuasion.
It roll. The benefits of
Persuasion.
exploration. Hey, Ailey, you have your shield that you asked for. If that isn't a benefit, I don't know what is.
Oh, I'm so excited to have this. I really appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's pick it up next week. Should we get done early for any reason, then we could, if everybody's willing, kind of pick back up the Shattered Obelisk and go from there.
Sure.
It all depends on how long it takes you guys to die next week. No pressure.
Well, it's taken
We're all
us a
gonna
long
die.
time so far.
I don't think you guys will die, actually. So the thing to keep in mind with this module, this thing, it was made very early on in 5E's existence. As 5E went through the years, more and more player options got the players tougher and tougher. When this was made, I don't think there was any class that had necrotic resistance like as a base thing. Certainly the nimble escape feature wasn't there. It's 5e has been on an arc to make it more and more powerful for the players, so it kind of balances this out where I don't know if you guys will die or not. Certainly the monsters have the ability to knock you down, as we've seen.
I just want to say thank you for my first mimic.
You're welcome. I hope it was a memorable experience.
It was.
It was.
It's also the first time I've ever been brought to 0, so I'm so happy. This is everything I wanted.
Honestly, I find that as a pretty common theme with people I play with is they haven't been knocked down to 0 and they haven't been killed, which I find fascinating. This a part of the fun of this game is getting knocked down and getting killed. Suboptimal playing and getting beat up is a really fun part of the game that gets overlooked.
Yeah, that's why I'm playing a paladin for the next thing. Like our Monday night groups have been in flux. We got a new DM who runs games at conventions and stuff. So we're making new characters. And we're gonna do a paladin so I can be up front.
There you go.
Paladins are an awesome class. They were absolutely one of my favorite classes in the 2014 book.
Yeah, I still like them. I'm gonna give the Oath of Gloria a try. I have a character concept that sounds pretty cool and kind of actually works with some of the new backgrounds and background feeds. So
I am interested in digging into the 2024 rule set more.
Too. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be kind of excited if we at some point, maybe when we're switching from Lost Minds to Shattered Obelisk, if re-rolling our characters to the 2024.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, I'm not opposed to the idea. Let's get through Death House, and then we can upgrade if desired. Everybody can kind of make their own decision. We can talk about it, maybe re-session 0 real quick about it.
Yeah.
Sure.
I do have a friend that when we finish Lost Minds and this one, she does want to join us only because her group didn't really meet. And so she's never really got to play. It's one of my teacher friends.
I love teacher friends, and I would say that I was considering either asking the group or finding one more person for it. The thing I like about 5 is if somebody has to drop out or can't make a session 4 people are still pretty tactically sound for most things.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
5 is not an overwhelming number.
She's also an art teacher.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
But she's
So
creative.
yes. And so I was telling her, I was like, I really love this group. Like, if I could get you on, let me know. And she was like, well, where are y'all at? And I was like, well, we're almost done with Lost Mines and we're almost done with Dunce Manor. And she was like, the manor, is that the haunted house that you're playing right now? And I was like, oh yes, I'm like enthralled with this character. Like, I love this character.
Well, just a reminder, I asked all of you guys about recording and streaming it, so these are available for anybody that wants to watch them. I can send you guys the
Ooh.
link to them.
Oh, I love that.
The only thing, so I have the map up, and the map that's being seen is my view. So if you guys watched this, you'll see behind the DM screen. So you'll see all the little
Oh,
hidden tokens, you'll see everything behind the fog of war. So if you watched anything up to this one, and there's not much left to this, you will see all the potential tokens that have existed in me kind of moving them around in the shadows.
Mm.
Nice.
I'll send you guys the link. Everything
I was gonna
before
say, if
today, I don't.
if you want to make a whole new channel and like put those links in there, that would be great.
Uh,
Yeah.
do
I
it.
I I this we are on a channel. And actually, other people have watched you guys play. We have one thumbs up. Not a lot of people watch us, but we have one thumbs up.
Nice.
Uh,
Hey, I'm good with one thumbs up, damn it.
Yeah.
I like
I
one thumb.
where do you like that thumb?
Don't ask questions you don't know the answer to.
Uh,
Oh, we're waiting for the answer, homie.
Yeah, homie.
no, the cool thing about I don't know if you read the link that I sent about the teacher thing. Um, this game for teachers, especially employed in school settings or academic settings, kids that have interacted with this game have usually increased in academic performance for a variety of reasons. It's really cool the kind of outcomes that this game and this type of game can produce.
Well, yeah, because it makes them critically think about how they're playing the character and strategically place their character or play their character in a certain aspect or role or
It
whatever
gets
have
their
you. And
it gets
when
their
you
brain firing.
yeah,
Like,
when you sit down and you take a science test, I'm just speaking because I'm a science teacher. The questions are more critically strategically placed in this test. Um, we're no longer asking kids point blank, what is the physical state of blah, blah, blah substance? It's more of we're giving them a chart, we're giving them a graph, we're giving them qualitative data, not quantitative anymore. We're kind of going away from that. And so they really have to
Thank
sit
God.
down and they have to think critically about the question. What is it strategically asking you? And so by playing this game strategically and getting them to critically think about how this game is played really makes them think about those questions that are being asked of them on the star.
Yeah, it has great benefits in a lot of spheres. Like as I said, the thing that got me interested in this game, in D&D specifically, I was in graduate school and I was looking for tools that I could use to teach language,
Mhm.
to teach that kind of thing. At the time, it was how can I teach Latin to a group of people? What kind of tool can I use? And I was like, well, D&D is supposed to be kind of like that. And I went into it with no knowledge. And I started like watching things like, oh, this is great. This is absolutely fantastic. And then I went on a several years long journey of adapting the idea of this game as a teaching tool for language.
Hmm.
And then I I kind of it went from various languages. It went from Latin to Italian, and then I said, well, probably the game that would have the most utility would probably be Spanish. So I've got a Spanish teaching set for Dungeons and Dragons that my Spanish is kind of too cowardly to fully employ. But
You're right.
as a thought exercise, I have everything kind of lined up. But this game has a lot of potential for critical thinking, math skills, language skills. It's to me, this is an amazing game in a lot of aspects.
Right. And I do teach a lot of, well, this year I have two newcomers, meaning they've only been in the United States for like, what, 3 to 5 weeks. And
ELLs,
here
English
they are
language
here
learners.
in fifth grade where there is no ESL program. It's
Really?
just, yeah, they're getting all English all the time and they have no understanding of the English language. They're babies in
Oh,
the English
oh,
language and they're learning it and they're just thrown to the winds. And so I'm sitting here trying to think of ways of how can I get them from their native language of Spanish to understand what I'm teaching to them in my classroom. So I'm using a lot of my Spanish is it's not great. It's very broken.
entiendo.
Oh, I forgot mine if it makes you feel any better.
My conjugations are my worst. Like I
Yeah.
can't conjugate a verb to save my life. I can tell you what the verb is, but putting it in a full-on sentence sucks. And I tell them that I'm still learning how to speak your language. So when you sent me that link to D&D, I sat down, I watched it, and I was like, damn,
If
these kids
you're
are so into gaming that if I could make my classroom setting into that kind of an aspect, that would just kind of
there are
help them.
there are teachers that have employed it in the classroom or in bonus activities.
Mm-hmm.
If you're interested in kind of the ideas that I've came up with, mine was mainly English to Spanish more so than Spanish to English, but the same concepts would still apply. It's
Right,
just this kind of working through things together and then just having a bit of patience and discussion and kind of figuring things out and going back and forth to slowly progress the best you can.
right. So my kids are teaching me Spanish right now.
Hey guys, I gotta go. I think one of my kids is waking up, and it's like really late for me. Sorry, guys.
Chris,
All right.
No,
no,
you're
Have a good
fine.
night, bro.
we appreciate you, man.
All right. So I'll see you next week.
I have to go too really quickly. My phone is dying, but I just want to piggyback on y'all because I love hearing what you're saying. But I've heard and dealt with a few DMs personally where they actually like charge corporations to host
I
sessions for like team building exercise and critical thinking exercises and this, that, and the other for professional environments. So
Right,
all that you guys are saying is 100% on the money for
right.
classroom setting as well.
a
And
hundred
so,
percent.
I love hearing what y'all are saying.
thanks. And I even talked to our social studies guy, and I was like, well, I teach science and social studies, so I'm thinking about bringing D&D into the social studies aspect of my classroom because I think that would be really cool because we do study the Civil War, and there's another war that we study, Revolutionary War, I think, in fifth grade. Can't remember, but I was trying to tie both those aspects in and kind of try to meddle that relationship between Spanish speakers and English speakers and try to get them to see how our world became the way it is now.
Well, if you're interested in what kind of ideas that I can have, I'll happily spitball some of the stuff I have to. Because another thought was this history, teaching kind of like history, guiding history with some of this stuff. You could, there's the ability to tell stories, to communicate stories across to people is an amazing thing to be able to do.
Yep. I just don't have enough time. That's the thing. I am a science tested classroom in the state of Texas. 5th grade science is tested. Social studies is not, but it's tested in 8th grade.
I am sure you are a great teacher and your students are lucky to have you.
I mean, I do make 3D prints for them that my 3D printer is not printing right now.
Hey guys, I'm signing off. All right, good night. I love you all,
Love you.
and I can't wait till next week.
Raven/Grum, have a good night. I'm gonna sign off too because I have work in the morning. But I appreciate the conversation. I hope you guys have a great night. It's a conversation we can continue in the chat though, 100%.
Okay. If I have questions, I'll reach out.
Yes, you guys have a great night.
All right. Night,
All
guys.
right, good night, all.
Peace.